than just the masturbation part. The whole fetish of eproctophilia is to get into the sub's mind. Basically, that they're laying or standing beneath your ass while you are dominating them with your stinky, obnoxious gas fumes. And why? Because they like it. They like the feeling of having someone dominate them through their mind. The mistress who foughts in the submissive phase is really getting the pure form of submission from that submissive, because they are willing, they are letting you do it, they want to do it, they want to do XYZ, and it's just good. It's a good thing to do. You are getting deep into that submissive. Literally, your gassy, noxious fumes are going to be in that submissive's nasal passageway, to where the only air that, like I used to tell them this, the only air that you're going to breathe is Mistress Candy's gas. Why? Because your sole purpose to be Mistress's fault slave is to become highly addicted to Mistress's gassy, obnoxious fumes. And you are going to lay there while I hang my ass cheeks over your face. Now, mind you, I'd be completely clothed, and they would be completely, just their face would be exposed. I would wear, like, breathable, items to where I could fart in their face. They could hear it rippling like this, almost like a wet, juicy, crispy fart. And the submissive would be like, "Oh, mistress, thank you, may I have another?" And almost to the fact where they would breathe in so deep over and over again that they were literally almost like stopping themselves from breathing. They were breathing in some gas and they would just kind of stop, So it was kind of like, intuitively getting a submissive to submit to you through submission, because you're dominating them by farting in their face and fucking laughing at them and making them feel like this big, like small, So eproctophilia is kind of an interesting topic. A lot of people don't realize that people are sexually aroused by farts. It's kind of funny. Some guys don't like talking about farts. Then you get guys that can't stop talking about farts. Then you get women who talk about farts. Then you have women that are like, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting." To you, it's fucking disgusting. It's a bodily function, just like burping. I like to burp. I think I've burped in submissive's face. I've burped and blown gassy burps in their face. Why? Because that's who I am. And I think, maybe it's unladylike, but when you're a dominatrix and you have a group of submissives in front of you and they're there to serve your needs and your purpose, then you do whatever you want and fuck them if they don't like it, basically. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's just, kind of an interesting subject. But a lot of people, they really don't know about the eproctophilia, and it's kind of an interesting subject because a lot of people don't really know about it. It's kind of funny, like the doll fetish, amalgatophilia, right? So that is an extreme fetish to dolls, to sex dolls, life-size dolls. There's a fetish for people to do with their skin. There's basically fetishes for everything nowadays. But eproctophilia, it's eproctophilia. And then you have olfactophilia, which is the fetish to odors or smells. Okay, kind of an interesting topic if you think about it. But anyway, I'm going to interrupt myself while I'm talking about fart fetishes. You can follow me on social media at MistressC69, at BDSM Alive Radio on Twitter. I have a Facebook page, The Whip Appeal Show on Facebook. The website is bdsmaliveradio.com. Of course, I do my show from the BDSM Alive Radio Network, which I own. You can listen to all my past shows from the BDSM Alive Radio Network on Spreaker, as well as the new show, The Whip Appeal Show, with myself, MistressCandy69. I'm a lifestyle and professional dominatrix who's retired for the past 31 years. I only retired about last year. And for now, anyway. One day, Mistress will be back with a full vengeance, and you'll see, after I'm all healed up and everything. But I will definitely be back by next year. This time next year, Mistress will be back with a vengeance and full fury. You will see me everywhere. I will be at every event possible, and that's that. So, but, I want to thank Blitzkid for allowing Mistress to use the song for the radio show. 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. 4 years ago, they gave me permission to use the song for the show. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are great. Of course, Mistress is a big punk fan, and it's so fitting to be used for my show. But, if you want to call in to be a guest on the show, the phone number for the show is 516-406-3512. You could also email me at bdsmaliveradio@gmail.com if you want to be, Mistress does a Dear Mistress column where people can email me questions and I read them on the show with the answer. Some people have been emailing me some questions. Actually, it's one of the questions for tonight's show was about eproctophillia, about a fart fetish. So I figured I would go and talk a little bit about it because, look, there are a lot of different fetishes out there. There are a lot of people who don't know about fetishes, and what a great way to find out about a fetish is from a seasoned veteran in BDSM for 31 years. Actually, this year will be my 32nd year in the lifestyle, and I think I'm pretty knowledgeable. I'm a knowledgeable BDSM educator, as well as I used to teach classes for Apex, for Albany Power Exchange, which is in upstate New York. I was on the education committee for 2 years. I also taught seminars and lectures at Exotica and AVN. So I've been around a while, and I've owned quite a number of submissives in my life, so I can definitely tell you that I have a lot of experience when it comes to this sort of stuff. And I promised everybody that my new show, which thank you, by the way, for whoever's been downloading my new show, because only a couple of months ago, Mistress had 5,000 downloads on the old network, right? Which is great. My new show, thank you so much. I have been getting so many downloads, and right now I'm up to 8,000. I think it was 8,000, almost 9,000 downloads. So I want to thank you all for making Mistress's numbers go up. I guess it's good to say that Mistress has always been myself, and I guess my fans are still with me almost 32 years later. And I want to thank the people who have been messaging me on Twitter. This fella, let's see, what's his name? I'm going to give him a shout out tonight. He said he's been a fan of mine a long time. His name is Pickle Rick, and he wrote, actually, "Hello, Mistress Candy. Thank you for following back." He followed me a couple of weeks ago. "I feel so honored. I recently discovered you and have become a huge fan and admirer." Pretty nice. "I listened to one of your podcasts on Audible about cross-dressing and sissies, and I loved it. It was very informative and educational for me, as well as fun as listening to your experience and stories. I plan to listen to the rest of your podcast also." So I wrote, "Oh, hey, thank you very much." I said, "That is really awesome to hear that I could at least be of help to you." He writes, "Also, Mistress, you and so look so adorable together. You have become my role models." So whatever. He goes, "I wish you both good health and long life. With lots of love and respect, Rick, your biggest fan." I said, "Thank you for being a huge fan of my show. I really appreciate it." It's kind of interesting. I always want people to tell me if they like the show or they don't like the show. Now, of course, Mistress is doing the show solo, and I had promised myself that when I've gone back to doing the radio show that I want to keep it more BDSM oriented, meaning talking about fetishes, things in a lifestyle, bringing more dominance on, bringing back old guard to BDSM, because I'm kind of one of those old guard high protocol people. And it's kind of interesting, the new generation of submissives and the new generation of mistress and master is pretty young. don't really uphold or adhere to the older BDSM protocols, and it's kind of making like BDSM for the new people not really what us old folks, and I'm not even going to call myself old, but I am, old folks really go by. Like, we became dominants for a specific set of rules because it's what we believe. I mean, look, everybody has their own shit and they do whatever, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening to my show, and of course, you actually, up until April 30th, you can actually vote for my show. If you go to, where is it? I'll tell you in a second. It is, go to www.asnlifestylemagazine.com. And once you log in, it says submit your 2022 nominations. Now, it says nominations are open from March 18th to April 30th. Mistress is actually on the list to be hopefully given an award. So what you do is you go on, you fill out your email address, and then there's a bunch of boxes. It says best trade show, best social media influencer. I've been in the category for social media influencer and best entertainment podcast. Now, if you could go to this website and type in the Whip Appeal Show with MistressCandy69, that would be great. Or just put in the Whip Appeal Show. You're allowed to vote 2 times a day for the next couple of weeks until April 30th. So I hope that you guys have been going on, my friends have been going on and voting for my show, which is awesome. They've also been voting for me for social media influencer, because I usually help out young doms and subs on the internet with questions and stuff. So, and plus, Mistress has been doing a radio show for a couple of years, so it's kind of good that I can really help people, And but you can go on the website and vote for my show. You can vote twice per day. It says keep the nominations coming in. Only the top 5 from each category will move to the final voting round. So if you haven't voted for my show yet, please go to asnlifestylemagazine.com. Go to nominations section. Once you're in there, it'll have this thing that you pick it, and you put the Whip Appeal Show, you put in social media influencer, and then you press select, and you're on your way. So it's pretty cool. You can vote twice a day. Please, keep me in the top 5. I'm so far doing pretty good, and I would like to stay in that. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And pretty much that's about it. So just make sure you keep Mistress in the top, and then hopefully I will be the winner, and that would be awesome. So I'm pretty excited about it. So make sure you do that. And of course, stay kinky, my friends. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful Easter, and is excited about the spring warm weather coming and a whole bunch of other awesome fun stuff. So if you want to have a shout out from me on any social media on the show, you can contact me at bdsmaliveradio@gmail.com, and you can send questions there and I'll answer them. And I'm looking forward to the new era of BDSM type stuff on my show. And I hope you enjoy listening to my show. And please, my show is on tons of apps everywhere: iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You name it, you find me. I'm everywhere. So you can definitely find Mistress everywhere. And I hope that you all enjoyed listening to the show this evening. If you have any questions about any types of fetish or kinks that you would like to talk to Mistress about, please feel free to message me, and I will be happy to discuss them on the radio show. I want to thank Spunk Lube and Adam and Eve for sponsoring my show tonight. I want to thank Blitz Kid for letting me use your song for my theme show for my I'm like tongue-tied.